Good morning, students. Welcome to our virtual classes for this very interesting, very important topic, and also a very relevant topic in industries and now in the ever-growing service sectors. So let me take up your doubts first. If you all have read anything from the module, maybe from the first topic, that is the basics, or this present topic, that is materials, we can first take up your queries. Then I will start with the pointer that we had started deliberating in the previous class. Today's class would be majorly practical solving class. So I want everyone to be ready with all your weapons, all your rocket launchers in the form of calculators, pencils, notebooks, pen. So queries, students. Yes, Rajveer, good morning. Deepika, good morning. Pratiksha, good morning. Geeta, good morning. Rinki, good morning. Divya, good morning. Students, let me know the questions, if any. If any point is not clear, you want me to deliberate on something. Karavi, good morning. Rajveer, so what is your question on cost of containers? So you have just put cost of containers. So what do you want to know? Rajveer, put the question. In the meantime, students, we are dealing with the material cost. As I had explained, the three major components of cost are material, labor, and expenses. But since majority of expenses are indirect, hence the chapter heading is overheads, covering the indirect expenses. Now, in all these three chapters of elements of cost, that is material, labor, overheads, you have to study three things: a theoretical part, that is the accounting, and then the costing part, which is the practical part, and also controlling, which is also the practical part. Now, in costing of material, we did the practical part where we determined how to find out the charging price, which is determined at 2 points of time. First, at the time of purchase, using the mother formula of numerator landed cost, denominator normal units. And then we again determined that it has to be identified, it has to be calculated at the time of consumption, where you have your favorite FIFO, LIFO type of questions. Now, we started with the second element, which is very interesting, very important for your exams as far as the material chapter is concerned, which is the point relating to material control. So, controlling means what? Controlling means ensuring that your costs are within the prescribed limits. Now, for the purpose of material control, we have the practical part called as inventory control techniques, in which the major techniques on which exam questions are based is the EOQ technique, stock level technique. And then you have other techniques like ABC, turnover ratio, two bin system, multiple other concepts. We'll try to cover everything today. But in that, the most significant part, the major part for your exam is the EOQ technique. Full form for EOQ is economic ordering quantity. Now, what is this economic ordering quantity? So, economic ordering quantity, students, means the order size. What is this order size? Whenever you are placing an order, you will find that, like in case of our kitchen, if I take a simple example of one of the material items of kitchen, that is rice, my annual requirement of purchasing rice as per the requirement of my family consumption is 100 kgs. and the purchase price, let us say, is rupees 50. Now, there are different costs which are which are associated to material. First is your ordering cost. What is an ordering cost? If I want to go and buy from the market any quantity, this is irrespective of the quantity you are going to order. When you are going to order and buy any quantity from the market, you have to go to the market, select the quantity, bring it to your factory. Now, this may now be automated, but still there is a cost which you incur every time you place an order. That is the ordering cost, which is always given as cost per order, because it is incurred every time you go to the market and place the order. Then there is another associated cost with material, which we call as the carrying cost, represented by C. Carrying cost is the cost of holding the material till it is consumed. It is basically made up of three types of cost. One is major cost, is the cost of storing the material till it is actually used. Then during storage, whatever losses will happen, the normal loss component, and till the material is stored, you have an embedded cost of capital in the form of interest. Because if you have purchased something, it is lying in stores, so that becomes your inventory. And until it is actually used in production, it is converted to final product, sold, and the money is realized, your finance, your capital is blocked, on which you are paying a cost in the form of interest, etc. Now, these three costs together make up your carrying cost, and many times it is given as a percentage. So, if let us say your exam question says it is 5%, first ensure whether the percentage or the cost given is per annum or not, because for all our calculations further, we need the cost per annum. Now, if it is given as a percentage, you should multiply this percentage by the purchase price to find out the cost per unit of material, and it has to be per annum. Now, here my material is in kgs, so I will get 2.5 rupees as my carrying cost, which is per kg per annum. Now comes the main part. What is this EOQ all about? Now, since I have to procure 100 kgs throughout the year, I have different options of procuring this. I may go to the market and I may place order of 5 kg every time, or 10 kgs, or 20, 25, 50, 100. You have multiple such options. I have taken, for example, these 6 options. Now, whatever quantity you are going to place order every time is your order size, or since you are going to place this order every time, it is also called as reorder quantity. So this is done even in your house. If you require 100 kgs of rice, you have to decide, your mama decides how much I should go and buy in one order. That is the order size. Now this is the whole discussion point, that what should be this order size which you will place every time you go to the market to get rice. Why it is important? Because depending on this order size, there are three costs which make up your total material cost. These three costs are the annual cost of purchasing. Achha, remember one thing, all these three costs we are measuring is for a year. So we find the annual purchase cost, we find the annual ordering cost, and the annual carrying cost. Now, EOQ questions has different variations. Like few people were asking me in the last lecture, ki, sir, what if there is inflation? Sir, what if your minimum stock is not zero? So we will have all those variations done today. But before that, we always start with the most plain vanilla scenario where none of these exist. Also understand, students, it is not there everywhere you will have all these special effects. In your life, in your day-to-day business, you may have different types of situations, one where there is inflation, one where there is no inflation, and so on. Somebody will ask me, Sir, how it can happen that there is no inflation? I'll give you the simplest of example. Forget about industry because you have not seen that. See around you in your day-to-day life. You are buying chips, you are buying chocolates, you are buying some cookies. I always give the best example because that is one of our childhood time cookies, that is Parle G biscuit. For years, we had the same price of the same packet size. At our time, it was some 4 rupees. Now I think it has become 5 rupees. Understand this. Over years, all costs have changed, the petrol cost and everything which affects, but still the price is 5. Why? Because of the weighted average concept which we discussed in the previous class. So there is inflation, no doubt, but it does not mean that inflation will always impact you. Understand this, students. There are certain items which are impacted by inflation regularly, like prices of petrol, like prices of certain types of metals. But at the same time, there are equally other goods where you do not see the inflation impact continuously. It may happen, but at a larger period of time. So both possibilities exist with inflation, without inflation. Okay. Now, what is EOQ? Now we have all these options of reorder quantity. However, when we find out these costs and we make a total, because this is your total cost related to material, right? Your material cost, which we called as landed cost in our previous calculation. If you observe the landed cost components, you'll find that it is made up of these three only: the purchase, the ordering, and finally the carrying. Now, the total of these three costs becomes your total landed cost, total material cost. I will try to find out of all these options of order sizes, reorder quantities, which one gives me the minimum total cost. And that would be my best option. That would be my most economical, most pervadable option. Correct? In Hindi, we'll say parvadta hai. So most pervadable option is your EOQ because that is giving you the minimum cost. And remember, students, where are we studying EOQ? Under the category of inventory control techniques, under this category of material cost control. So since this is a control technique, what is our aim is to determine that order quantity which will give me the minimum possible cost. And that is all this calculation about. Now, to determine the minimum cost, remember the simplest, without going into any hassles of mathematical formula and all, is do trial and error. What is trial and error? For each option that you have, find out each of these costs individually, add up the cost, and find out total material cost. So find out independently each of these costs, add up this cost, find out total material cost. So you will get different total material cost for each option that you have. Now out of this, that level will be selected, or that quantity or that order size will be selected where your total cost is the lowest. This is the simple approach. I call it as the trial and error approach, which we are going to use very soon. But can we have a more faster approach whereby instead of doing so many workings every time, because it is going to be time consuming, and this is one material, you may be having hundreds of material in store. So doing so many calculations for hundreds of material, and I have just taken 6 options, you may have thousands of options. So it is too much tedious, too much cumbersome. So do we have a shortcut? Do we have a faster approach? Answer is yes. Maths always gives you that easy, faster approach. What is that? That is determining it by a formula. Using this formula will give you one short answer as to out of these options, which is the best. But how to use this formula? That we are going to see. But for that, you have to first understand how this formula was made and why this is important. because the simple or the straightforward questions can be answered using the formula. But for the advanced and so-called difficult questions, so-called special questions of this concept, you should know the formula derivation. If you know that, if you understand that, even answering the difficult most question would become more comfortable for you. Now, we determine how much is my ordering cost annual, because that is one of your calculations. And we also determine what is my annual cost carrying. Now, an interesting feature that you will observe is if you compare for each order size, what are both these costs, you will find that as you increase the order size from 5 to 100, your carrying cost is going up, because the more you order in one time, the more you have to keep in stock till it is consumed. So definitely your carrying cost will increase. But at the same time, the more you are ordering one time, the less number of times you have to go to the market. So for the same thing, your ordering cost is decreasing. Now we have learned this concept from economics that wherever there are two opposite behaving values, the best option is where they intersect, which economics used to call it as equilibrium. Now, when we say intersect in graphical language, in mathematical language, what it is? So intersection in graphical terms, in mathematical terms is annual, pay attention, ordering cost is equal to annual carrying cost. So when I say intersection in graphical terms, in mathematical terms, it means at this point, both costs are mathematically the same. Now, this is how the formula is derived. So it means when will you get EOQ? I will say I will get EOQ when, that is at EOQ, whatever quantity you are determining as the most optimal, etc. At that quantity, what is happening? Remember the students, this is going to be the most key factor of this concept for understanding and easily solving the most difficult questions. What is happening at EOQ students? Your annual ordering cost is equaling your annual carrying cost. Now with this concept, you can determine what should be the EOQ formula. In fact, the EOQ formula is derived on the basis of this concept. Plus this concept, if you understand and if you keep in mind, when we go to the advanced questions, you will be able to crack it easily. Now, we had determined the independent formula of both these things. How to find out my annual ordering cost, that is the total cost of ordering for the year. It is simply how many orders I will be placing in the year and multiplied by per order cost, which is called as O. Now, how many orders will be placing, that depends upon how much is my order size. So this is my annual requirement. I divide it by order size. I will get number of times. See, when you divide this uh, AR upon order size, what you get is mathematically the figure that you are getting here is number of times you will have to go to the market to buy rice, which is what is called as number of orders you are going to place into the cost per order, right? So this is the formula for number of orders. AR upon order size, this is the number of times you will have to go to the market to get the rice. Multiplied by every time what is the cost. So this is my cost of ordering. So I'll put it here. AR upon order size into O. Now, what is my cost of carrying this goods in my stock for the whole year? It will be how much you are carrying into the cost of carrying one unit for the whole year. Now, how much you are carrying for the whole year, that is not constant. Why? Because we are talking about something which is stock. And as you can see, on daily basis, see, it is days which are measured here. So it is day 1 to day 365, right? It is not necessary at the end of the year the stock will be zero, but 365 days, if I try to project my stock quantity on daily basis, I'll find that on day zero, it will become highest because I'll place the order, I'll get the goods, let us say on the early morning of day one. And as the days progress, because of consumption, the stock quantity will start decreasing. Again, as it becomes zero, I'll place the next order. And again, the same format will continue. So my graph would be something like this, like mountain shape, when we are projecting the stock quantity on day basis. Now, we want to find out what will be the stock which I'm carrying for the whole year. There is no fixed quantity. The quantity is fluctuating. Whenever quantity is fluctuating, math says take average. And one of the most favorite formula of mathematics for taking average is maximum plus minimum upon 2. Now, graphically, you'll see that maximum will be whatever you are ordering because that will make it the highest stock on that day. And minimum for the time being is 0. One of you had asked me, what if I keep some minimum stock? I'll come to that as we go to the advanced type of question. But again, this is one scenario in business. So we are addressing this. Plus, we'll go to the other scenario also. What if you are keeping minimum stock and not making it 0? So this is 0. So effectively, your average stock is order size upon 2. So my formula here for carrying cost will become average stock into carrying cost per unit represented by C. So order size upon 2 into C. So I place this here. Now simply what I will do is I'll bring order size on one side. Here it is divided by, here it is multiplied by. So it will become order size square. And I'll take all other figures on the left hand side. So AR I already have, O I already have. Here 2 is divided by. So here it will be multiplied by. And here C is multiplied by. So here it will be divided by. Now to get this order size, since it is square here, I will make it under root on the other side. Right? So 2 multiplied by AR into O upon C. So this is, students, the final formula of determining this order size. Which order size? Where both the costs would be equal, and that is the order size where you will have equilibrium, which will give you the least total cost. So this order size is called as EOQ, and hence your final formula for EOQ is 2 into annual requirement of material into O upon C. Understood the derivation? Remember this. Also remember this point that at EOQ, both costs are equating. These are the most crucial takeaways from all this deliberation. Also remember, students, O means cost per order. C is carrying cost per unit per annum. Majority times in the question, they will give it as a percentage multiplied by the purchase price. In case it is given per month, per week, multiply to convert it into per annum. Another important thing to be kept in mind is AR is annual requirement of material. At times in the question, they may give you quantity of final product. You cannot take final product quantity because you have to determine your EOQ, which is of materials. So you have to take the quantity of materials only. Fine. Chalo. Now with this, we are in a position to go to sums. My humble request, take a screenshot of these first 5 questions so that when we are discussing, you have the questions handy. Let me take up the queries, if any. So Rajveer has the first query. He says, sir, non-returnable and returnable container, and when will we decide it is returnable or not? Okay. Now see, students, whenever you buy material, go back to kitchen. Again, for understanding any concept in material, take real life example of kitchen because that is where you see all the material. Now, when materials are purchased, they come in some box. Many times when you buy something from the market, they come in some box, they come in some packing. That packing is the container. Now, one is the packing on the product itself, which is the primary packing, that is a wrapper. And then there is a packing that is a box in which each quantity of the product is kept, which is the container, which is also called as secondary packing or packaging. Now, many times when you buy this, like let us say your mama has placed order for this month, she has given the list to the nearest grocery shop from where she regularly buys all these items. And nowadays, majority grocery shops are even giving you the facility of sending the goods to your house. What happens is when she has placed order for many things, when the grocery shop is arranging some of his employee to bring the goods to your house, carrying the goods is the main challenge. So they use some box in which all these items are placed. Now, that box has a cost, and it is generally a good cost because it is a hard box, it is a bigger size box. Now, this box is the container because it will be containing all your order items. There are two possibilities. One, the shopkeeper will say that, okay, you keep the box. But in that case, what he will do, since there is some cost of that box, maybe 50, 20, 100, whatever, he will charge that cost to you. Second is, he will say that, okay, I'm sending the materials ordered by you in this box, but you return me back the box or the container, whatever it is. In that case, he will not charge for the box. Why? Because you're returning back. So, what is this returnable and non-returnable container, Rajveer? When you can keep the box, it will become your property. It is non-returnable. In that case, the cost of that container is charged by them and you have to add it in your cost. If you are going to return back the container after unloading the material, after emptying it, and you are going to return back the container, in that case, whatever cost is there, you need not include it in your costing because that would be returned back. Pratiksha is asking, to achieve maximum profitability, should company compare? No, should company either increase cost or decrease quantity or decrease quantity, or there are other ways? See, beta Pratiksha, this quantity which we'll get is the most economical quantity. If you increase or decrease, it will be costly. This is what we are going to check here. Pratiksha, I think I have already answered your second question. Okay. Deepika, is minimum stock and buffer stock the same? Exactly. So there is a parallel word for minimum stock, which is buffer stock. Another parallel word, beta Deepika, is safety stock. Neeraj, bin card, we will come. Bin card is the card in which you record your daily material quantity. So bin card is the card which is kept where your materials are stored. So your materials are stored in some box, in some racks. That box, that rack is called as bin. A card is kept attached to that place on which on the face of the card you write the name of the material and the details, how much quantity was received, how much is issued, how much is balance. So only by looking at the card you are able to identify okay, inside this box what is kept and how much quantity is kept, right? A simple example of kitchen is on different uh, dabbas in which your mama stores different items. She puts some tag with the name of what is there, lal mirchi, haldi, etc. Right? That is how a bin card is, with one more addition that only the name is not there. It is a big card on which day wise what quantity was received, what was removed, and what is the balance. So even the name and the quantity is received. So anybody can look at the card, means without opening the box, you can see firstly what is inside and how much quantity is there. So this helps you in managing the stock in case there is some excess or deficit. Excellent. Now, let us start solving. So I will take up a sum. First two are very basic. Okay, I'll take up the number which is numbered by mistake as 3 instead of 2. So what is this sum? From the following particulars, you have to find out, okay, this is the most basic sum carrying hardly 2 marks, but you do get such sums. What is the annual consumption that is given? So this is AR in our language. Then the cost of placing and receiving this material. As I said, how much cost you'll incur to go to the market, take the material and come back. That is 10 and we need it per order. So this is O. And then what is your carrying cost given, which is also called as your holding cost. It is 20%, and obviously even if not given, it is always of the price. So in order to get C, as I said, you should multiply the price to this percentage. So my C is 2 rupees per unit per annum. Now simply I have to find out EOQ. So I should always write the formula first in the exams. Students, I hope parallelly you have started calculating. So you have to mention to me the answer. Into O is 10 and upon 2. Correct? So this is the formula. Aisha has given me the first answer. Krishna has also given me an answer. Others, Ishwarya has given me an answer. Satish, please recheck. Rajveer gives me an answer. Prajyot, you have to underroot it. So answer is 2846 approx. Now very important students, whenever you are writing any figure, you have to specify what that figure is. Is it rupees? Is it quantity? Is it percentage? Because a figure can be anything. So what we have calculated is the material quantity of which you will be placing order every time. And here the materials are measured in units. So you will write units. Please make this a point that you will do this. Correct? Now, next question 4 is simple. So I'm skipping it. You can solve these sums because they are just simply application of the formulae as it is. Now I'll take you to a lengthy question which carries between 4 to 5 marks in exams. And this is a very commonly asked question. Now, what does this question says? There is a Mr. Gardner who is deciding on the EOQ, that is how much he should order every time. And there are two brands of the items which he wants to purchase. What he's trying to purchase is the fertilizers used in his garden. Now, these two brands are named as Super Grow and Nature Zone. So, as you can see the details of this. Now, what are the details? What is his annual requirement? What is the ordering cost per order? What is the on annual carrying cost? Now, interestingly, here carrying cost is already given as per unit and it is already mentioned, see, per bag and it is annual. So it is already per unit per annum. So we need not do any changes. Now, interestingly, why I prefer taking this question, they have asked me to compute EOQ. That anyways, we have the formula. What is important is now for the first time, you have to do the calculation of the related cost. So what they're asking me is to give them the total annual related ordering and annual carrying. So this is why the independent formula of ordering and carrying are important because you are asked these questions. And then they are saying for whatever EOQ you have calculated, also give them the number of deliveries that they have to make. Now, since there are two material items and there are multiple questions, I should do a proper presentation in exams. Now, this presentation we will do in the form of a table. Now, whenever you are making a table, you should always give a heading, statement showing EOQ and total cost. Now see what heading has to be given. There is no rule. You can decide as per your choice. Give some suitable heading. Nature zone in the second material. About the sub question numbers. Here it is Roman 1, 2, 3. I should use the same. Now in the first question, they have asked you EOQ. So in the particulars, do mention the formula. Here you will be writing the answers, correct? But below that, again, show this formula again with the relevant values. Like the value is 2000, 1200, 480. So 2000 is AR, 1200 is ordering cost, 480 is carrying cost. Same thing you should show for the other material, right? Then comes the next question. They have asked you to find out your annual carrying cost, annual ordering cost. Again, mention the formula. It is EOQ upon 2 into C. Again, in the bracket here, show the workings. And here you'll write the answer. They have also asked you to calculate annual ordering cost. Show the formula AR upon EOQ into O. Again, in the bracket here, show the workings and write the final answer. And they've asked you to even give the total of this. So total, which will be in rupees. And then third question is something which is number of deliveries. You have to give me the formula, students, and the answers. Chalo. So I've given you the structure, how the presentation should be done. You already have the formulae with you. Start solving. In the meantime, anybody has a question, you may ask. Yes, Krishna. What is your doubt? Tell me. Okay, go ahead then, Krishna. Give me the answers. I'm purposefully not writing the formula. Let students identify. You are correct. If you have given this me for the third part of the question, you are perfectly right, Krishna. Let others identify and do this. Chalo, students. Did I miss out something in question one? Gunjan Devi has highlighted there is something in question one. No, but it is not the second part. It is the second question, which is the in typing. It has to be shifted down. So Gunjan, this is not the second part. This is actually question two, which while typing, I should have put an enter here so that it should have started from the next line. It's short, it is the next question. Again, the question is same. All these are basic questions, 1 or 2 marks question where they're only asking EOQ that you can solve it at your end for practice. Harsh, beta, I had already asked you all to take the screenshot. Kindly follow instructions. Okay, let us go to the answers, as I have got the answers in chat from many students. Let me discuss with everyone. So firstly, the EOQ that I am getting is, it's 100 bags here, students, and 80 bags here. Is this correct? 100 bags, 80 bags, right? Yes, many have given me this answer. 100 bags, 80 bags, right? Now, so for EOQ, my answer is 100. Please write the proper denomination. Here it is in bags, so write bags. Now, when I find the annual carrying cost, it is EOQ upon 2. So EOQ is 100 upon 2 into my carrying cost, which was 480. Correct? So I am getting this as rupees 24,000. Similarly, here it is 80 upon 2 into my carrying cost. What is the carrying cost for the second material? 560, 1400, 560. Correct. Then here, AR 2000 upon 100 into 1200. Now see, interestingly, the amount is same. In fact, it has to be same because we calculated EOQ with this basic conceptual premise that EOQ will be where both the costs are same. So as you can see, mathematically also now we are getting the same figures. Same thing will happen case of other bag also, other material also. So 1280, 1400, 560. ठीक है? Very good. So I've got answers from many. Few of your answers are incorrect, but that is incorrect because of some calculation error. The error is of taking one extra zero or one lesser zero or taking the wrong values from the question. So these are the answers. Now, we have one very interesting question here. Khushi beta, how did we get 180 bags? I've already use the formula of EOQ, Khushi. Yes, Rajveer, that is what I'm coming to, but your formula is wrong. Now, what is number of deliveries? See, this is what is the trick in the questions in your exams. They may ask you the same question with different terminology. Now, what is number of deliveries? Number of delivery means number of times the material will be delivered to you. That is number of deliveries, which is equal to number of times you will place order. That is the beauty of our professional exams. The answers are same, but questions are different. At school level, you have different questions. In professional exams, you have different questions, but the answers are same. So only the language of the question they are changing. So number of deliveries means number of orders, number of times you will place an order, and it is AR upon order size. Here the order size is EOQ. So I'm writing AR upon EOQ. Aishwarya. is asking, sir, 1280 upon 80 into 1400 is annual ordering cost. Correct. You're right, beta. My typo error. Thank you. So, how much would be the number of deliveries? How many times you will be receiving the deliveries? It is equal to the number of times you are placing the order. And that will be your AR upon your order size, which is the EOQ. Again, AR upon the order size, which is the EOQ. So here I will be placing order 20 times. It means I will be receiving the deliveries 20 times. Here I will be doing it 16 times. Right, students? I hope this is perfectly clear to all. Khushi, I hope you got the answer. How we are getting 180. Yes, Ishwarya. Good. What is the confusion, Khushi Beda? I have given you the formula. I have shown you the working. What is the formula of EOQ2 multiplied by AR into O upon C? All figures are given ready-made in the question, beta. And then you have to make under root. Are you not making the under root? What is confusing? Tell me, beta. You can unmute if you want. Raise your hand. We will unmute you. You can ask your question. That is the point, na, beta. You are forgetting the under root. Okay. Let us proceed. Again, kindly take a screenshot from question 6 onwards up to question 9. So make a screenshot, students. 6, 7, 8, 9 is our next category of questions that we are solving. Make a screenshot. Perfect. Let us start. Now, I have named this category as EOQ comparison. What is this EOQ comparison? See, till now, through formula, we are getting a quantity which we are claiming to be the most economical. But what is the proof? So here, this type of question will give you the proof that EOQ is really the most economical order size. So these questions are the questions where you prove it mathematically that yes, truly EOQ is the most economical order quantity. Now this first question, I have purposefully taken many options of order quantities so that you can check on trial and error basis that any order size you select, EOQ will always be the best. So let's see. So let's say C Limited, which has a monthly demand of 4,000 units, the product require component X. Now see here, the language is very important. They have given you the monthly demand for their products. We do not want the product quantity, we want the material quantity. Fine. Further, what they say, the product requires a component that is a raw material called as X, which is purchased at rupees 20. Okay, so this is the purchase price. Now, for every finished product, 1 unit of this component is required. So fortunately, whatever is the quantity of your product, the same will be the quantity of your material. Now, the ordering cost is rupees 120 per order. Holding cost is 10%. We will immediately multiply it by the purchase price given, which is 20 rupees, so that we get our per unit per annum carrying cost. What is the requirement? Now they want to find out, they want you to find out the EOQ. So students, do the calculation. In the meantime, I'll go to the second part. Good. So I have the answers. Krishna says 2400. Ishwarya says 979. Okay. Aisha says 2400. Rajveer says 692. Gunjan Devi says 2400. Prajapati Digambari. Which I think you are Namrata, na? Prajapati Digambari. Digambar Bhai. 2400. Okay. Students, why different answers? Still making calculation errors? What is EOQ? 2 into AR. Is 4000 your AR? It is monthly. I had already mentioned. Please read the question. So your AR is 48,000 into cost per order, which is 120, upon carrying cost per unit per annum, which is 2. And this whole working under root. Correct? So the correct answer that you get is 2400 units. Students, please be very attentive with the figures. I cannot afford to have such silly mistakes done because this is going to cost you the whole marks in the exam, even though you have studied the whole concept thoroughly. Fine. Now coming to the main part, which I want to discuss in this question. In the exams, after calculating EOQ, they will ask you to justify how your EOQ is the best order quantity. How will you justify? You will have to compare the total cost. Total means ordering plus carrying plus purchase cost of EOQ with the same total cost of other options given in the question. Now, since I want you to practice this more, I have purposely taken so many other options that if you want to purchase 100 units in one order size, or 500, or 1500, or 2000, or 4000, or 10,000, 24, 36, 48. In exams, this will not happen. See, all these other are exam questions where they are giving you only one or two extra quantity to compare. But just since this is our first question of comparison, and this is also helping you to practice this formula, so I have given so many options. Now, what you have to find out is, if you are following EOQ, will it increase your cost or will it save your cost? That is what is the main question. Now, how to solve this? You have to solve it by our main concept, by how I explained you EOQ. So we will do the working. First column is order size, purchase cost, ordering cost, carrying cost, all three are annual. And then the final working of total material cost for all the options. Hence the statement is named as statement showing total material cost. Now, what are my order size options? One is the EOQ, which I have calculated. And then all other options which are given in the questions, which we call as ROQ. So 100, 500. See, I'm skipping one or two just so that I save time. I can solve more number of questions. You can practice all. In exams, you will be given only one or two options for comparison. Now, for all these different options, I have to find out how much will be the extra cost. Now, what is the extra cost? It will be total material cost of your option, which I'm calling as ROQ, minus total material cost of my option, which I'm saying follow EOQ. And I'm sure your option will be having more cost than my option, and that is why that will be the extra cost. So you have to simply prove to the management that, boss, you have selected a wrong quantity because your quantity will be giving you extra cost. Now, our EOQ is 2400. Purposely, so that you understand this, I have taken few quantity options which are below EOQ and few other which are above EOQ, so that you'll get a feel that whatever order size you select, whether less than EOQ or higher than EOQ, your answer is always wrong because EOQ is the only perfect option. Now, formula you should mention. How do we find out annual purchase cost? It is AR into purchase price. Now, how much is our AR, students? It is 48,000 units into how much was my purchase price? Purchase price was rupees 20. Now, remember, students, for all the options, my purchase cost is going to be same. Why? I am purchasing the same item, that is component X. Okay, let me write here. So we are finding out the total cost for component X. So all these calculations are of component X and the annual purchase cost will be same. So I'm writing here 960. It will be same in all the options. Correct? Then how do I find my annual ordering cost? This will change in all the options. It is your AR upon your order size, which is different, into O. Right? So here I'm showing the working. AR is 48,000. Order size here is the EOQ, which will now be different in all the options, into O. How much is O? It is 120. So I will get some figure here. Correct? Then annual carrying cost. It is your order size upon 2, which makes it average stock, into C. What is my order size here? It is the EOQ, that is 2400 upon 2 into C. How much was my C? C was rupees 2. Correct? Now, my annual purchase cost was 960. If I solve this, I get my annual ordering cost as 2400. I get my annual carrying cost also as 2400. So what will be my total material cost for the EOQ option? It is rupees 9,64,800. Now, you will find out this for all the other options. Obviously, this is going to be 960, so don't spend time in solving this. Directly write 960 here for all the options. Only you have to calculate this because this is going to change. Now find out this amount for all the options. Correct? Chalo, do it fast. I give you 5 minutes. Then we will find out how much is the extra cost you are spending by not following the option of EOQ. Chalo. Start posting your answer, students. Write 100, that is the order size and the total cost. Write 500 and the total cost. Write 2000 and the total cost. Do it this way. Kairavi beta, something is wrong in your working because my basic cost of purchase itself is 9,60,000. So if you are giving me answers which is 50 to 900 and 70 to 280, so there is something wrong, beta. Wow. Neeraj has given me all answers. Excellent. Chalo, 1 more minute for everyone. Okay. Okay. Pratiksha beta, how is this possible? My cost of purchase is only 9,60,000. So either you are not adding that cost of purchase. Please do that. Good. Aisha has also given me all answers. Krishna also. Prajapati Digambar bhai, please don't give me the breakup. You can directly give me 100 dash the total cost. Good. Harsh has also given me all the answers. Wow. Good. Neeraj. Okay. So some of you were giving me the extra cost. ठीक है. Understood. ठीक है. So I'm putting down the answers for everyone's benefit. So 964. So here it is 10, 17, 700. Here it is 972, 020. Then it is I'm putting it correctly against each head. What's it? So multiple screens. Okay. Okay. Now for 2000 level, no? Yes. So for 2000 level, it is 964, 880. For 4,000 level, it is 965, 440. For 10,000 level, it is 970, 970, 576. And then it is 10,008, 120. Now, I have to also find out extra cost. Extra cost is the cost of this minus cost of this. So it is coming as, again, I'm taking answers from what have been given to me in the chat box. 52,900, 7,220. Since this 2000 option is very close to EOQ, hence the difference is very less. Then 640, 5776. And so students, see, you'll understand why EOQ is EOQ, because anything other than EOQ is giving you a higher cost, right? Students, is this clear? Super. So now I'm sure everybody is through with this concept of, yes, Pratiksha, now I realized that what you had given directly was extra cost. Good. Very good. Good, everyone. Wow. So many. Somebody saying, sir, your screen is partially masked and partially visible. Acha. I'm not knowing this, beta. It was not masked, beta. It was overlapping because I had opened the multiple tabs so that you all can also see. Is it still not visible, students? Screen? Not visible. Arre bapre. This is something strange for me. Acha. So whatever I have written, it means you all cannot see. 1 second. Let me reshare. Let me reshare. 1 second. Now tell me, is it visible? Okay, so now I'm getting yes. Super. So there was some technical error, I suppose. Okay. So this is how you will have your answers. That is the extra cost incurred for not following EOQ, right? Great. Now if you see the exam questions, they are on similar lines, right? Let me take a question which is slightly different. Okay, language. ABC company buys in a lot of 125 boxes, which is 3 months supply. See, now all these are language adjustments. So right now the reorder quantity as per the company's 125 boxes. And they are now using a language to give you a hint as what is AR. So AR will be what? They are saying that this 125 is your 3 months supply. So this information helps you in finding out what is AR. Correct? Riddhi Ben, just give me a minute, I'll answer you. Very good. So students, you have rightly pointed out that before I start solving, I need AR, and AR will be this. Because if 125 is 3 months, means it is a quarter supply. So what will be AR? AR will be this. Correct? Now, Riddhi has a very good question. I'm unmuting her that everybody will get to know the answer. In the meantime, you all may start calculating the EOQ for this sum. Yes, Riddhi.
Good morning, sir.
But your name is Riddhi or you are logged in with you are
No,
Riddhi,
my
na?
name is Riddhi. Yes.
Okay, okay, fine. Tell me, beta.
Sir, in previous question, it was 10,000 unit. And when we
Yes.
divide it 48,000 by 10, then come is 1.5.
Very good.
So
This is
we
the
should
point,
take
students.
order at 2, no?
Okay, good point, Riddhi. So, Riddhi had put this question in chat also. So, what is this question? In the previous example, this one, when you were solving all these different order sizes, when you took 10,000 as the order size, if you divide it by AR, you get, sorry, AR divided by order size, you are getting the number of orders because we divide AR by EOQ or order size, it gives a number of orders. It is coming as, how much was it, Riddhi? Something in fraction, no? 4.8,
4.8 or something.
correct? Now,
Yes.
Riddhi's question is, if we are getting 4.8, which is orders, is it practically possible? So, should I round it off to make it 5 orders while calculating the ordering cost? The answer is no. You will keep 4.8 orders. But then, sir, how can there be orders in fraction? Understand this, students. Whenever we are buying, like in this example, we are buying, it is not necessary that, let us say, this is the start of the year, day one, and this is the end of the year, days 365. It is not necessary that on the last day of my financial year, so I'm putting a date, 31st March, my entire purchases should become zero. It is not necessary. See, 31st March is only year end for books. Business does not comes to an end, or there is no closing of the business and again restarting on 1st April. Business is ongoing every day. So there is a possibility that when you are placing orders, your fifth order, one second, I've drawn extra lines. One, two, three, four, five. So your fifth order, whatever you placed order is not consumed fully till 31st March, something will be used in the next year. So in your last order, you have not used the full purchase quantity. Why? Because whatever was your order size could not be consumed fully up to 31st March. So no problem. Balance will be consumed in the next year and then next year's orders would be placed. Now, for mathematical purpose, we need to find out total cost up to this stage. So in this case, my last order is used fractionally, that is up to zero point 0.8. That is how I'm getting 4.8 orders, and I will keep it as 4.8 orders only, Riddhi. I hope I could answer you, and it also was helpful for others in understanding this very important conceptual point. Yes,
Okay,
Riddhi.
thank
Is
you,
this
sir.
clear? You are clear
Yes, sir.
now?
Yes, I'm clear now.
Super. So now I'm also getting the EOQ. So my EOQ will be as given in the chat box. 100 boxes is the answer given to me for EOQ. Yes, Gunjan Devi, they are correct. Kairavi. Yes, you may ask your question at the end. Raise your hand when we conclude this session because your question is not related to this chapter, but I'll definitely answer you. So raise your hand at the end of this session so that I can unmute you and I will answer your question. Fine. Now, the question is simple. Once you have solved EOQ, what are they asking? Find out the total annual cost of existing inventory policy. Students, let me tell you, your solving will not go outside the format and the formula that we have discussed. But what is important is you understand what is the language. They are asking what is the total annual cost of existing inventory policy. What is your existing inventory policy? Placing order of 125 boxes. And then the second question is how much money could be saved by using the EOQ? So basically what you will be doing, you will be repeating this same working, students. This same working firstly for the present inventory policy. What is the present inventory policy? It is 125 boxes. So find out annual purchase, annual ordering, annual carrying, and then total. And then the second is what will be the total cost for EOQ, which we just calculated as 100 boxes. Annual purchase, ordering, carrying, and total. And then they are asking how much cost would be saved. So it will be this minus this. That is the cost that you will save by using EOQ. I hope this is clear. So the answer will be same. The format will be same. Right, students? I'm just not spending time on this solving because now it is mathematical. I want to give you the flavor of all different types of questions and all different types of concepts. So allow me to proceed, right? In the meantime, if somebody is solving, you can give me the answer. Okay, so let me take you to this next question. Students, again, pay attention on the language. Only the language is what is the key factor. Other things you will find that the solving, the formula, everything remains the same. Now it says Anil and Company. What is it doing? It buys its annual requirement of 36,000. So here we know AR is 36,000 in 6 installments. It means presently their ROQ is 36 divided by 6. It is 6,000 units. So presently what they are ordering is 6,000 units every time. And this they are doing 6 times a year. Correct? Now, each unit cost rupee 1. So this is your purchase price. Ordering cost is given as 25. Inventory carrying cost is 20%. So it will come to 0.2 per unit per annum. So inventory carrying cost is 20% of rupee 1. Find out the total annual cost of existing policy. Again, the same, that is of 6,000 units. And how much money can be saved by EOQ? Same thing like previous question. So you find out EOQ, then you find out total cost of 6,000 units, which is present inventory policy, total cost of EOQ, and the difference, which will be the money saved. So see the same copy paste question, but the language is different. The way of giving the question is different, but the answer is in the same steps. Find out EOQ, find out total cost of 6,000, which is present inventory policy, find out total cost of EOQ. Difference between them is the money saved. Next. A firm produces a product which has a monthly demand of 2,500. So 2 points to be noted, monthly demand, and this is not of material, this is of product, right? The product requires a special component which is purchased at rupees 2 per unit, which is your purchase price. Now I'm just tweaking this question so that you get the flavor of what I'm trying to say. Let us say the question says for every finished product, 2 units of special component is required. The ordering cost is 15 per order, holding cost is 20% per annum. Correct. Now here, if I change this question by replacing this 1 by 2, what I was trying to explain right from start is AR. Now, what I was trying to explain, two things to be noted while you are finding out AR is that AR is your annual requirement, first thing. Annual requirement, it is of material. Please understand this. So annual requirement is of material, right? Now pay attention. When we are saying annual requirement is of material, here what it says, a firm produces a product which has a monthly demand. So this is the monthly demand of the product. Now, we had a similar point previously also where it was monthly and few people forgot to multiply it by 12, but then you realize. So, firstly, we have to make it annual. So, I'm making this annual. So, 2500 multiplied by 12 months. But here, this is not sufficient. Hina beta, that is an exceptional point. So, I will request you to please ignore that, Hina. Now, students, what is important? That this 2500 multiply by 12 here is not my answer, because this 2500 was demand of product. By multiplying it by 12, we have simply made the demand of the product annual. Now it is important to understand that this annual requirement is of material. How do I find out material? For this sentence is important. For every finished product, 2 units of special component is required. So I want to convert this into annual requirement of material. So what I will do is I will multiply it by 2 units, and hence I will get the answer. I hope you all are clear. Ishwarya, what is 15,000? I'm not getting. That is Hina beta, I'm trying to explain. Please take it 4.8. Don't worry, right? You go to past exam questions, you will get the answer. So see, at professional level, Hina beta and everybody, please understand and accept that now at professional level, you may have different alternatives. Many times you'll find the same question being solved by two approaches. But for the purpose of exam, we will follow one approach. So without getting confused, take that 4.8 orders, what we had discussed earlier. No, beta, why you want the solutions to be uploaded? I'm solving along with you, na? You all are solving this, na? So maximum what I can upload is the sheet on which I'm solving. But few things you can see I'm solving on this sheet also. I will be uploading this sheet, but this sheet will be uploaded only with the questions. So beta, kindly keep a track of whatever we are doing and kindly start noting the answers so that you'll have all the answers for your future reference. Okay, Riddhi has already given me EOQ. But before that, students, I hope you all understood that my answer here is 60,000 units, which is my AR. So see, these are the small tweaking points in every question. You should be able to decode this correctly to get a proper thorough answer, right? Now my cost per order is 15 and my carrying cost is 20% of 2. So it is zero point 0.4. Now, once you find out these values, you find out EOQ, and then again the same question, but see the language is different. You are required to calculate EOQ, fine, that is done. And the savings arising from switching over to EOQ means what? See, presently they are buying. Now it is interesting, see the language. The firm at present orders its inventory requirements in a quantity equivalent to 3 months consumption. So this is their present policy. What is the present policy? They are buying the quantity which is equal to their 3 months consumption. Again, language. So what is their present ROQ? Their present ROQ is this 60,000, which is the annual requirement, divided by 4, not 3, because what they are buying is equal to 3 months consumption. So their ROQ, the present inventory policy is buying 15,000 units. See the language. My answer will be same what we did for previous three sums. The answer will be same. Find out EOQ, total cost of EOQ, total cost of their policy. But see the difference in this nine sum. The language, the manner in which the data is given, you have to make slightly tweaks in your workings, and most important, have a proper reading and understanding of the question. I hope you all are getting this. So I'm being given EOQ by few students, which is 2121. Very good, Neeraj. So 2121 has been given to me by many students. So it means EOQ is 2121 approx, with some decimal which you can ignore. Yes, very good, students. Very good. I hope now you all understood. See, the answer will be same. I'll follow the same format. This will not change. But even though the answer and the format and the formula is same, see how the question language is given. This is what is the key point in our professional exams. Right, students? Fine. We are taking a small break of 10 minutes. In the meantime, whoever wishes may solve so that you all can get the answers. Somebody has given me answer of a previous question. I'll put it down for the benefit of all. So this question's answer, seventh question's answer is how much money would be saved by following EOQ? Somebody has given me it is 62.5. Eighth and ninth we have discussed orally, but if somebody wants, you may solve it in this 10 minutes break and give me the answers. After break, we go to a very interesting part in your EOQ calculation. Harsh, beta, I'll answer you after the break, right? Chalo, let's have a 10 minutes break. Okay, let us take ahead. So let me start with Harsh question. Sir, why we not have done the same thing in question 6? Because there also product demand is given. But we did the same thing there, but there it is clearly given that the product needs 1 unit of component. So I did the same thing, but the answer came as 48,000 for product also and 48,000 for material also. That is why in this question I made it 2 to give you the difference. Right, beta? Kyra has given me the answer. The difference we save is 2212. Okay. So very good. Gunjan Devi has given me 2 answers. I'm writing it for the benefit of all. So here our EOQ in question 9 is 2212 and savings is rupees. So 2212 is savings here and EOQ is 2121 approx. And she has also given me answer for question 8, that EOQ for question 8 is 3000 and savings is 150. So students, kindly make a note so that you have all the answers with you. So these are the answers for question 8, question 9. Now we go to an important part in EOQ, which is, at least as per me, I call it as EOQ with discount. Now this EOQ with discount is important because this EOQ with discount has important question and has important conceptual application. Now, what is EOQ with discount? Now, till now, what we were solving was EOQ without having any discount in the purchase price given. But we all know if you place order of higher quantity, then you will get a discount. This is very common. So whenever you are having a discount, now what will happen? So understand this with this example, which is our basic example of comparison. That now your question will be giving you some discount component. Now, if there is going to be a discount, we all can understand one thing, that the discount will be in the purchase price. So automatically, wherever the discount is, let us say for buying this 10,000 and 48,000, the supplier says, since you are buying a lump sum quantity, I will offer you some discount. So he's saying here, okay, I'll offer you 2% discount. Here he's saying I'll offer you 5% discount. So the supplier is offering you discount. That's great. Now, what is the impact of this discount question? It is simple that now for the first time, your purchase cost will change, which was not changing up till now in the previous case. Here, your purchase cost will change because you are getting a discount. Now, pay attention to the students. So, what is very simple and straightforward is that whenever there is a discount, your purchase cost will be reduced because the price will be reduced and discount will have a direct effect on purchase cost, that we all know. But what is very special to realize is, will there be any impact on your carrying cost? Whether I have to even reduce the carrying cost? Now the question will be, sir, but why? Anyways, they have given the discount is for price. Then what is the question of carrying cost? This is where I would like to draw your attention to this point, students, that in questions, carrying cost is given in two fashions, which you have already seen. What are the two fashions in which carrying cost is given? One is you are given carrying cost, which is directly per unit, like it happened in one or two sums. But in many cases, carrying cost was percentage of purchase price. Now, where carrying cost is given straightforward per unit, discount has no impact on carrying cost. Why? Because this carrying cost is given directly as per unit, but where carrying cost is given as a percentage of purchase price. Like in majority of the sums, carrying cost was 10%, 2%, 5% of the price. Now understand, if I am saying carrying cost is a percentage of price, then if I am reducing my price for discount, will it not reduce the carrying cost also? Because how have we calculated carrying cost? We have calculated carrying cost by multiplying the percentage given with the price. I hope you all remember this. We have done this for calculating carrying cost. Now, if this price is reducing because of discount, so will the carrying cost reduce or not? That is the main point. So whenever EOQ is there with a discount, the first question that we have to answer is whether carrying cost is affected. Now, see whether the carrying cost given in the question is per unit. If it is given, the answer is not affected. Carrying cost remains same. But wherever carrying cost is given as a percentage of purchase price, there are two answers. First, we still retain the same, that no, carrying cost is not affected. But second answer is carrying cost is reduced, or I'll say carrying cost is also reduced. Also means the price was reduced. Now, because of reduction in price, you will also reduce the carrying cost. It means carrying cost is impacted by discount. Now, this case, it is pretty simple because there is only one answer. This case, again, there are two possibilities. What to do? Whether we should take that there is no impact on carrying cost or whether we should reduce the carrying cost. For this, the answer is first, read what the question says. Many times the question will specify whether carrying cost is impacted or not. But if the question has not mentioned anything, you should prefer this option, that carrying cost is also to be reduced. Fine, students. I hope you have understood this conceptual part. Let us take practical question to understand this. Again, I have taken one curated question where I have purposefully taken multiple options for practice. But since we are short of time, I'll request you all that for practice you can do this. I'll directly go to the questions which are there in exams. So I take up question number 11. Now question 11 has this point of discount, as you can see. In fact, here also I have taken two different options. So just for practice. But before that, as you can see, I have given the heading as special. Why special? Because this question has one very beautiful conceptual point. So before I explain you, or already I've explained, but before I show you the discount working, let me first take you to the special point of this question 11. And let me tell you, question 12 and 13 are replication of question 11. Different exams had different values, figures, but the question was same. So if you understand question 11, understanding next two questions would be very simple. Now, when I read this question, what is the special point of this question? Pay attention. It says, a manufacturer of special products follows EOQ. Till now, in all questions, they were not following EOQ. Rather, we had to suggest them that boss, follow EOQ. This will be your savings. They were doing some other quantity purchase. Now they are saying that the company follows EOQ for one of its components. The details are purchase price is given, ordering cost, that is O, is given. Annual cost of carrying one unit, that is C, is given, which is a percentage. So I can find out C, which is 200 into 10%. So it is rupees 20 per unit per annum. Till now, everything fine. Now, what is the special point of this sum is this. What is that? You read. But before that, now what is asked in the question? Same thing. Like the previous questions, you have to do comparison between two options. One is EOQ and one is the other option, which is ROQ. But here, the difference is in this ROQ option, there is a new adjustment. What is that? The company has been offered a 2% discount on the purchase price. But condition given is provided you are ordering minimum 2000 units at a time. And see, now the moment discount is given, they have given you this. Assume the inventory carrying cost does not vary according to discount, right? I will solve this by both the assumptions to give you the difference as to what happens if it varies and if it does not vary, just for our understanding and practice. But this requires the same comparative answer what we have been doing, finding out total cost of EOQ and finding out total cost of ROQ. Same working will be done because we have to suggest whether the company should accept the discount offer or not. This is the question. Before that, we have to find out EOQ because we will be doing comparison between total cost of EOQ and ROQ. Now, in this sum, what is the beautiful conceptual adjustment is that AR is not given. AR is missing. Now, if AR is missing, how will I find out EOQ? That is the most important point. AR missing. How do you find out EOQ?
Just wait for 1 minute and then start. Okay. Good morning.
Students, Pratiksha has given me the right answer. What is this right answer? See this, you are given something different for the first time in the question. What is this something different? Total cost of inventory and ordering is rupees 4,000. Till now, we were never given this. For the first time, you are being given the total cost of ordering and carrying. Now, this is, as rightly pointed out by Pratiksha, the starting point of this question. That how to find out EOQ and most important, how to find out AR, because that will be required for all further calculations, right? Now, what is this? If you read, two things are very important. The company is already following EOQ. And second, that the total cost which the company is incurring of inventory, that is carrying, and of ordering is rupees 4,000. Now, this is going to be our basis of moving ahead with finding out EOQ, which is asked, and also finding out AR because we need to do the comparison. How? See, it is given that the company is already following EOQ. Now, if company is already following EOQ, what will happen at EOQ? Annual ordering cost is equal to annual carrying cost. If you remember, this was our basis. Yes, Krishna, you are correct. So, this was our basis, the conceptual point from where we derived the EOQ formula. So, what is happening at EOQ? Ordering cost is equaling the carrying cost. Now, they have given us the total of these two. Now, if total is given, then obviously your annual ordering costs will be the total divided by 2 because they are equal. And similarly would be your annual carrying cost. So both are going to be 2000 because the company is already following EOQ. And if the company is already following EOQ, its ordering and carrying are same. The ordering carrying is same, which will be 2000, that is half, correctly pointed out by Krishna and Pratiksha. Now I will start solving this to find out. Now I'll take the formula annual ordering cost. No, I'll have to take the formula of annual carrying cost, which will be order size, which is EOQ here. We are already following EOQ upon 2 into C. We will solve this. So I know my annual order carrying cost is 2000. EOQ, I don't know. So I'll write EOQ only upon 2 into C. Okay, why to write C? Let me substitute the value. So I already calculated C as rupees 20 per unit per annum. Correct. So my C is rupees 20. I will get EOQ. How? This will be multiplied by, this will be divided by. So I get my EOQ as 100 units, which is my first question. So part 1 is answered. Before I go to part 2, I need to first, sorry, I need to first also find out AR. Why? Because AR would be required further. So two ways of finding out AR. Either you take EOQ formula, that will now give you AR because you have EOQ, AR is the balancing figure, or I will use the formula of annual carrying cost, AR upon order size, which is EOQ over here into O. Now this is 2000. I already know AR has to be computed. EOQ I have, sorry, students, EOQ is according to me, not 100. Sorry. It is 200. Please confirm. Just in making fast calculation, I made a small calculation error. Yes, Satish, thank you. So EOQ is 200. Yes, Ishwari. Into O. How much is my O? It is rupees 100. Now again, when I solve this will be multiplied by, this will be divided by. I get AR, which is in this question coming as 4000 units. So in this, I find out both the figures. Now I move on to the second question where they are asking me that you are given a discount option, should you select? My format will be same, order size, annual purchase cost, annual ordering cost, annual carrying cost, and total material cost. This I'll do for two things. One is my EOQ, which is 200 units, and one is the ROQ. What is the ROQ? The supplier has given me the option of placing order of 2000 quantity. If I do that, he will give me a discount of 2%. So ROQ is 2000 units with 2% discount. Now, What is the difference is, please pay attention. My annual purchase cost, which was till now the same under all options, will now be changing because of discount. My purchase price is rupees 200 and we calculated AR as 4,000. So 4,000 units into rupees 200, correct? 80 lakh students. Or 88 lakhs. I think it is 8 lakhs, not 80 lakhs. Yeah. However, when I do it here, it is 4,000 units multiplied by 200 minus 2% because there is a discount. So this makes it 196 rupees. My purchase cost has reduced. So this is going to change for the first time. And this is, yes, Ishwarya, this is what is the differentiating point number 1. Yes, Satish. Now, ordering cost, it is AR upon order size into cost per order, which I suppose was 100. Yes. Similarly, 4,000 upon order size into cost per order. Now, here I have to place only 2 orders. So here the ordering cost is 200. Correct? Here it will be rupees 2,000. Again, formula for carrying cost is EOQ, that is order size upon 2 into C. C is 20. So it will be rupees 2,000 again, that is it has to be equal at EOQ. So this is coming as 8,04,000. Right? Now, this is the key point. Here my order size is 2,000 upon 2 into C. Now, while taking this C, will I take rupees 20 only, which is the original C, or whether this discount, which has affected the cost, correct, na? The purchase price, will it also impact my C? That is the key point. Here, you have to read the question first. What does the question says? Assume that inventory carrying cost does not vary according to discount. Now, since this is a specific instruction, I will take this as 20. This is my point. This is what you have to check in case of discount sums, that whether carrying cost has to be also reduced, has to be also discounted. Here, it is not required to be discounted. So, 20,000 and now the total cost 784. So it is 8,04,200. How much is my extra cost? If I have to go as per supplier, it is rupees 200 extra cost. So my answer would be do not accept suppliers offer. Right, students? Do not accept suppliers offer. Now, interestingly, I'll just modify this sum to give you the flavor of what happens in case they did not say that discount is not affected. I already explained here. If the question says nothing, whether discount affects or not, you will go by this option that discount is affecting the carrying cost. So I just modify the question to explain you how it will matter. So let us say the same thing we are resolving on the second basis that discount is affecting carrying cost. Now, this amount will remain same because I have already discounted this. This will remain same as there is no difference in the working. But this working will be 2000 order size upon 2. This is for my average stock and into. Now, if I am saying discount is affecting carrying cost means what? Like how I had discount here, my carrying cost should also be reduced by the discount. So the carrying cost, which was rupees 20, will now become rupees 19.6. This is what is discount affecting carrying cost. Students, I hope you're understanding this because this is what is the key point. Now, if I go by this, my total cost will change. In fact, my whole answer will change because now this will become 8 lakhs 3,800. And if I compare it with the EOQ, in fact, there is no extra cost. There is a savings of rupees 200. And in fact, now my answer will be except suppliers offer. See, the entire answer has changed totally with change in one assumption that whether discount affects carrying cost or the whether discount does not affect carrying cost. Can you see this? Can you experience this? Right, students? Perfect. Now I go to part 3. Part 3, you can say, is continuation of part 2. Now in part 2, my answer was do not accept. So we are going by the original question. Just I gave that tweaking answer to give you the difference of what will happen if the assumption was different. Now, what would be your advice if the company offered 5% discount? So now suppliers 2% discount, I was not happy, so I did not accept. Yes, Neeraj, see, whether to take a decision only for 200 rupees difference or not will always be a practical consideration. But here we are going by the mathematical. So even for 200 rupees, we will say that offer is not accepted. But you are right. So would your advice differ if the company were offered 5% discount on single order? So what it means? Now they want me to find out total cost where ROQ is a single order means 4,000 units with 5% discount. Now what will happen here, students? I have a higher discount into 200 minus 5%. Now 200 minus 5% will make it 119. And now my cost will be much less. It would be correct now? Just cross verify, students. Fine. Next working is AR upon order size, which is 4,000 only. So my ordering cost here is 100. Yes, Satish. Yes, Ishwarya. Thank you. And my carrying cost 4,000 upon 2 into 20. Why? Our original question says discount does not affect carrying cost. Now, if discount does not affect carrying cost, then this is my position. Now my total cost is 8 lakhs 100 rupees. And comparing it with my EOQ, which is 8 lakhs 4,000, I have 3,900 rupees savings. So I will say accept suppliers offer. Students, I hope this is clear to everyone. No doubts with this. Perfect. Perfect. Good. Good. Aishwarya. Okay, great. Now there is a fourth question, a very interesting question, though it is slightly mathematical, but it is interesting. What is this fourth question? In the fourth question, they are asking from here, at what discount level the company will buy switching from EOQ to 2000 units. Now, actually, this D part is connected to B part. Now, in B part, you had given answer for 2000 units option that do not accept the offer of buying 2000 with 2% discount. Why? Because it was slightly costly. Now they are asking, now they means the supplier is coming back to you. Okay, my 2% discount is not accepted. Now you give me the discount at which you will be ready to switch from your EOQ to my 2000 units option. So students, how will you answer this? Nisargji, somebody is asking for BOS group WhatsApp link. Can you please put it? Yes, Krishna Beda.
Yes, sir. So here
Krishna,
we
can
will
you?
take the total cost as here we will take the total cost as 8 lakh 4,000, the one that we got in EOQ, and after that we will put all the values uh, with the
No, Beda,
particulars of
Neeraj.
the 5%
Answer for D
discount.
is not connected with C. It is connected with B. Why? Because C, you already gave answer that you will accept the 5% discount. So why will they ask for another discount? And most important, in question C, there was a single order which is of 4,000. In question D, they have said that when will you switch from EOQ to 2000, which you advise not to switch in B. I hope you understood better. So D is connected with C. Sorry, D is connected with B and not C. Yes, Riddhi beta.
So, sir, as they said that 2000 is total quantity. To the order, the cost of order will be 200 and the carrying cost will be 20,000. 20,000. So the rest amount will be as discounted amount less than EOQ. By this, we can find the cost of inventory like with discount.
Kairavi beta.
So I might be wrong, but at what discount level the company will buy switch? So we had done it in part B, where our ROQ was 2000, so the discount at that level was 2%. So wouldn't it be 2% discount level?
No, no, beta. See, if, in fact, see, please understand the question. They are asking at what level will you switch from EOQ to 2000? Now in B, where the discount was 2%, we said do not accept the offer. So we were not ready to switch, na? So that is why they are asking ki, okay, you now tell me ki at what discount you will be comfortable to switch,
Oh, okay, all right, so thank you.
right?
Right.
So it will be, as a businessman, I will say, boss, why I was not ready to switch. See, for 5,000 at this, I was ready to switch. But here in question B, that is question 2, I was not ready to switch with 2% discount because your option was costly by rupees 200. Since it was costly by rupees 200, I want that you give me that discount of 200, because for me 200 is the crucial factor which led me not to take that option. So I will simply demand extra discount. Extra means about 2% of rupees 200 to switch from EOQ to 2000 units. I hope you all understood this. So the extra, I'll add a word minimum, means I'm happy if you give more, but at least give me the discount of this 200 because that is my extra cost in your present option. Students, understand, I always say the same thing. At this level, what is very important is understanding the language. To understand the language, the question solving is very easy. You will find that till now we have not used any hyper technical maths or anything which is very special in maths. Nothing. Very basic maths. But in order to solve it, we need to first have the correct understanding of the question. So they are asking, "Ki at what discount you will switch?" I will say, boss, you have already given me 2%, but that is not sufficient. Give me minimum 200 rupees extra. So what is this extra discount you are looking for? It is 200 in the total purchase cost of 8 lakh. Because see, I want to convert the discount as a percentage. How much is this coming? How much is 200 upon 8 lakhs as a percentage, students? Derivative is 2.5. No. Yes, Satish. Correct. Yes, Neeraj. Correct. Correct. Krishna. Harsh. Everybody. Correct. So it is 0.025%. So what is the minimum discount that I will want if I want to switch from EOQ to your 2000 quantity option is 2.025%. Same as question 12, EOQ total cost compared with the supplier's discount offer, and that offer will be rejected. Why? Because it will be costly. So what is the further discount, if any, you want to negotiate? Same question, EOQ, how frequently order should be purchased, and then company proposes to rationalize the placement of order by placing quarterly order, what percentage of discount they should negotiate. Correct? Same questions. Now going to the last part in EOQ, that is EOQ where the discount is a level wise discount. What is a level wise discount? Till now, the discount which was given in the question, students, was a percentage discount. However, in real life, you will find that at times the discount is not a percentage discount, but it is like this, that if you buy less than 50, my price is this. If you buy more than 50 up to 100, my price is this. If you buy between 100 to 200, my price is this, and so on. So as you can see, as the order size is increasing, the price per unit is decreasing. In other words, the discount is increasing by levels. The best example of this is your malls. Now, in this monsoon season, you have multiple offers going on. Plus, we'll have the 15th August very soon. So, again, under the disguise of 15th August, they will also have more offers. Many times the offers are like this, that if you buy between or up to 2000 rupees, I will give 10%. If you buy between 2000 to 5000, I'll give 25%, and so on. So that is what I call as level wise discount. Now in this, again, they are asking you to find out what is the most economical purchase level. Why they are saying level? Because these are levels. Now, whenever they asked EOQ, our simple answer is, let us apply the formula of EOQ. Because to find out most economical level, it has to be by the formula. But here, this formula cannot be applied. Why it cannot be applied? Because in this formula, the carrying cost is calculated as a percentage of price, and the price is continuously changing with the levels. Now, if I do not have a single price, how can I find out C? Because C is a percentage, so it has to be multiplied by price. But which price will I be considering? The price is changing with levels. This is where, for such level-wise discount sums, you should go back to our trial and error approach. What is the trial and error approach? See the original part of EOQ. What we did in original EOQ, we simply made this working for all possible options. We took all the possible order sizes, we calculated the three costs, we added up, we found out total cost. And at that time itself, I had called this is trial and error approach. And this is the approach which we are following in all sums. The difference is in all sums, you are able to find out EOQ first and then compare it with all levels. Here in this sum, we are not able to find out EOQ in the first place. Why? Because of change in price. So then, for solving this level-wise discount sum, I'll go back to basics. I will do what? Calculation of total. Now, it is simple because the formula, format, everything is same, just a slight tweaking that is required. Now, what is interesting to note, they have given you levels. For every level, they have given you a price. Fine. But we don't need this. We need our order size. Correct. So understand this, we need order size for all our workings because our entire format of working, like here also when we did this comparison working, we started with order size. So once you get order size, then all the workings are simple. So my format is order size and then annual purchase cost, annual ordering cost, annual carrying cost, and then the total cost. Now, what is interesting to note here is students, see how the levels are given less than 50. Now, what is less than 50? I have to convert it to a level. So the level will be, second is 50 but less than 100. Then 100 to 200. Then 200 to 300. And then interestingly, it is saying 300 and above. But what is above? I want a level. Now the level will be my annual requirement, because why I should buy anything beyond that? So my annual requirement is 500 tons. So my last level is coming as 300 to 500. See students, I repeat, our answers will remain same. Same means the formatting is same, the formula is same. But again, because of some change in language, you have to slightly tweak the manner in which you read and interpret the question. So 9600, 9630, 9120, 8880. Now comes the most interesting part. See, remaining working is purely mechanical. We have done this in all questions till now. Around 10 questions we have solved. So now you know what these workings are. So these workings are now already perfected by you. But interestingly, before I could do any of these workings, I need to know my order size. Why order size? Because my ordering cost, carrying cost, both requires order size in the formula. Right now, I hope you remember the formula. It is AR into purchase price here. Here, it is AR upon order size into O. Here it is order size upon 2 into C. Correct, na? Now, if these are my formula, I will need my order size. But for the first time, instead of giving a fixed order quantity and the discount, they have given me a range. Now, whenever they give you a range, there are two approaches. Again, students, see, I repeat, at professional level, you will find this. For the same thing, you may have different approaches. You may have different ways of solving. Now, what are the different approaches? First, as a student of maths, what I will do is I will take average of this plus this upon 2. Correct? That is what is the first approach. That in order size, you take average of the lower and the upper limit of the range. However, there is another approach which is more acceptable at this level is taking the minimum figure of this range. If I go by this approach, so I'm getting 50, 100, 200, 300. But if I take 1, it will be practically too less a quantity. So here I am taking something around the average, so I'm taking 20. Now the question is, sir, why you took minimum only? Again, this is a conceptual question. Please understand. Students, costing, FM, these are real life subjects. I have been telling you from day one. Now, when I say real life, whenever you have to select between two options, you have to be practical, you have to be real life. Now, in real life, whenever you'll go to a mall and you will find such range of offers and you want to go to the higher range, why? To get a higher discount. What you will do, you will go to the higher range, but you will buy the minimum of that range. This you will do, every one of us will do practically. Because I want the benefit of the discounted price. For this, why will I buy 99 or 90? I'll buy the minimum. Similarly, if I have to buy few more, I will stretch myself to buying 100. Why? Because by simply buying a quantity of 100, my price is reduced even further, giving me more benefit. So in real life, what people will do is they will go by the minimum quantity of each range, and that is why that is the most acceptable approach. Though the first approach of taking average of the range is also acceptable, but you will find more sum being solved by this. But with the same logic of being practical as to what will happen in real life, quantity which is one will never be ordered by anyone. Why? Because if I have to buy one unit every time, in the present case where I require 500 units, I'll have to go 500 times to the market, means virtually 2 times in a day, which is again practically not possible or not a thing which people will doing. So for the first level, you take somewhere near average. You need not exactly take average because we are not going by the average. approach. So you can take any quantity. So I have taken 20. Correct, students? Now, I'll give these columns some numbers. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, I will now change my formula. You know the formula is AR, which is I know 500 tons into purchase price. Where is my purchase price? It is here. So let me call it as column B. So formula is same, but I'm now using the column numbers. Again, for this, I will write AR, which is 500 tons upon order size. What is order size? It is my column C into O. I'm given the O in the question. My O is 12,500. Similarly, carrying costs. It is again order size, which is column C upon 2 into C. How much is C? They are saying carrying cost is 25%. Now we know 25% multiplied by what? Multiplied by price. So it will be column B. So I'm doing the same thing, students. But here I have now substituted the values. So AR multiplied by price. AR upon order size multiplied by O. Order size upon 2 multiplied by C. And C is carrying cost percentage into purchase price. And then my last column will be D plus E plus F. Correct, students? I'm sure you all will be able to do the remaining mathematics. But is this clear to everyone? Right? You may take a screenshot of this so that you can complete it at your own. Also, I'll go to the question part, take a screenshot of the question so that you can solve at home. Today by evening, I will be uploading this sheet for your future references. Right? Taken the screenshot. Now, take a screenshot of this part also. 1 second. Yes. Is question 15 covered? No. 1 second. Let me give you the whole question 15. Yes. Take a screenshot of this where you'll have 14, 15. Do you want me to rub out the markings? Okay. Now take a screenshot, students. It will cover 14, 15, 16. So this will be for your practice today. Nearest 12,500 is the ordering cost given in the question, beta. See, we need cost per order, no? That is how I got 12,500 beta. So students, with this, we have completed a major part in material, the most important part for exams. Next class, first half an hour will take to complete the remaining part of material, that is stock levels and ABC, which are simple concepts. And we will start with labor. So I hope you all understood all the technicalities of this chapter. Please do solve sums from your modules. Yes, stock level and ABC is left. So ignoring that, you can solve everything from your module. Yes, Yash.
Sir, I have a doubt in the May 25 question of reconciliation.
Yes,
In that,
I'm just taking that, but just give me a minute. Let me first close for others. I'll come to you. You may keep yourself unmuted. Just give me 2 more minutes. So students, I hope everything in material is clear. Your job, because now we are meeting in the next week, you have a weekend break. So from material chapter, you have to read everything. You have to solve everything except the topic of stock level, except the topic of ABC. Other things you should definitely go through. Fine. So I wish you all a very good weekend with the good reading. And yes, Yash, you may now raise your question. Yash, you may raise your question, brother.
Yes,
Tell me.
sir. In that question, cost accounts is the net loss and the financial accounts are net profit. So I am confused how to deal with that question.
See, beta, let us say you are doing reconciliation, right? Your starting point is profit as per P&L, and you have to reach to whatever is the figure as per cost. Now, you may even not know that the figure is loss until unless they have given both figures in the exams. You agree to my point?
Yes, sir.
So I'm writing it here. See, so your starting point is profit as per P&L, and your end point is loss as per cost. But I don't know whether it is loss or profit. That I may get to know once I read, not read, I solve the answer. But okay, you know this that it is loss. Why? Because it is already given in the question that it is a loss. But this will not change your approach in solving. When I will solve, I know my starting point is profit as per P&L. So all my decisions of add and less, because this is the main thing which we have to decide, right? What is to be added, what is to be subtracted. That will be taken considering profit as the base. See, after mathematics, that is after add and less, if this less is very high, mathematically, this figure will be a negative figure because your subtracted figure was higher. And once this is a negative figure, you will simply call it as a loss. But because this last figure is a loss, you do not have to change any of your approach of solving. You will start solving by taking profit as the basis. Now tell me what is your doubt further after my explanation.
No, sir. Doubt is clear. And also there is given that excess consumption is excess consumption दिया है और वो दिया नहीं है क्वेश्चन में कितना excess वो अपने को फाइंड करना है.
नहीं बेटा excess consumption किसका है? See, I don't know
Um,
the question. If you can read out the question for me, this excess consumption part, I can help you.
Find out the excess of material consumption during the period in the cost account reflected the difference in the reconciliation.
Excellent. It means beta, it means now see, you are saying loss is given, right?
Yes,
So now what you will do, you will put all the values, right? The opening, which is a profit balance, which is a positive balance, closing, which is a negative balance, and whatever figures you have identified for add less. But there is one figure which is missing. Now, this you will identify when you put all these values. Mathematically, this should tally with this,
yes,
but it will not tally because of this figure. See, what is the excess consumption of material? Now, see, when they have given you, normally see, we find out this as our final answer, right? But if this is given, so there is a very good possibility that something from here is a missing value. So when you put all these things, add less, it should tally with this, but it will not tally in this question. Then whatever is the difference is this answer, beta. Excess consumption of material.
yes, sir.
Understood, na?
Understood, understood. Thank you, sir.
Most welcome, beta. So do solve it. And if you still have a problem, you can get back to me.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, students. So subject is very important. Please pay full attention. Do practice. Yes, you'll have such tricky questions. For that, we are always there to help you. But please, please, please practice. Thank you all. Thank you very much.